think it was the most scary point of my life because for about 2 months, my then boyfriend kept on telling me that I think you're going to have a baby, I think you're going to have a baby. But then so I decided let me just do a test and see if really I'm pregnant. So I felt that my whole world just came at a standstill, and as a disappointment to myself, to my parents. I was like, what if this guy decides to walk away and now he's here? Like, will I be able to raise a child by myself? Like, it was just confusing and hurtful. I don't know. Just so many emotions going through my mind. Worst. When my son was born, like 5 hours after, he started puking blood. So in my head, I thought, what's going on? Is this like something to be alarming about? So I called the nurse, but apparently it happens to some babies when they're being pushed out. they swallow part of the blood, so they remove it after. So that was my worst because I really panicked. Best was last year in May 2013. So I'm just from leaving my son, and kidogo he just laughs. Like a baby's laugh is the most beautiful thing I've ever had. Like I don't think there's any sound compared to that. To be the best person I can be. Like even though he can't talk, I feel that in his gibberish language he tells me to go out there and make me proud. Yes. Most probably you're feeling like the world is dark and you're feeling that you can't go on and this is the dead end for you. But I think you should look at yourself like a seed. You see how it's just buried in that, and then one day it sprouts into this beautiful tree. So that's the same thing. Like this, just take it as a challenge and as a setup to step up to be a better person. And it's amazing, like in 20 or so, even 1 or 2 years after, you look at yourself and you feel so proud that you let this baby live. Because it will bring you so much joy that right now you can't see, but trust me, like from some few years you will actually experience it.
I'm 23 years old. I love swimming. I love listening to good music. I love nature walks. I come off as a shy person at first, but once I get to know someone, I'm really talkative. And I have a passion for children. I love working with kids and the less fortunate. And I'm single. Which I'm not. I also wanted to have a perfect family, to get married, to have children. At first I became confused. I felt I was not ready to become a mom, but still I knew abortion was not an option, so I decided to keep the baby. I was confused. I felt that I didn't want to keep the baby. I started at some point. I was praying for a miscarriage, but then with time I adopted and I decided to keep the baby. They were furious at first, but they became supportive along the way. Basically everything for me, from maternity fee to feeding the baby, clothing the baby. They pay for me the nanny, they pay the house rent. Actually, they've done everything. I started reading a lot of motivational books. I became more prayerful. I became more prayerful. I got a counselor. I looked for a counselor who worked with me all along through the journey. Being a young mom has really impacted so much. I strive to become a better me. Everything I do is for my baby. I want to become a person my baby can be proud of, a person my baby can look up to, and a person she can rely on. So I become a better person every day. The first motherhood experience was the first day I breastfed her. After some few days, she would look at me and smile, and it was lovely. I wouldn't trade that for anything in this world. A few days after I gave birth to my daughter, when I was breastfeeding her, she choked and then she started vomiting. At that point, I freaked out. It was the worst. It was like a nightmare. It was the worst experience. Young mom is out there to know being a mom is not the end of the world. People think that when you become a young mom, it's like your life shut, but it's the beginning of something new. You realize yourself, unconditional love. You get unconditional love from your child. It's the best thing that you can ever do. When you abort, you become a mother to a dead child. It doesn't make you not being a mom.
My name is Makari. I am 25 years old. I'm a mother of one baby boy. I actually love swimming. I love listening to music. I love singing. I love taking walks, and I love cooking. My dreams growing up were, I dreamt I'd be a lawyer. I dreamt I'd have my own, job. I thought I'd be an entrepreneur by now. I dreamt I'd be having a family, married, have kids, yeah, sort of thing. What went through my mind at first was I was scared because I didn't know how my parents would react. I was scared that I didn't think I would be able to raise a child. I was scared that I didn't know whether the father of the child would want to be in the child's life if I decided to keep the baby. Parents' reaction? Well, my mom, when she found out, she was shocked because that's not what she had expected from me. Considering I'm the firstborn to three girls in the house, so she was shocked. But after some time, she got used to the idea, and later on, she started asking me how the baby is doing. The baby is healthy, kicking. And when my dad found out, he was also shocked, also furious. But he got used to it. He kind of warmed up, and now he's the best father figure I can think of for my son. They have played a very big role in my life and in my son's life. They helped me through the very beginning when I was pregnant. They paid for my clinics, they paid for the hospital bills, they paid for everything medical to do with my son. They give me motivation. They always talk to me, inspired me to do better and to do better for my son. Being a young mom has changed my life for the better. I didn't think I would be able to raise a kid. I didn't think I'd be able to be a mom. But after I got Jeremy, I sort of saw the world in a different way. I sort of saw the world in his eyes, and it's really wonderful. It's actually a blessing to be a mom while still young, because you can still bounce back. It's not the end of the world. Best motherhood experience was when my baby started laughing and he started discovering his milestones. When you just watch him do all those things, it's really eye-opening. You didn't think that's something that's so easy. named him Nathan because he's a gift from God to me. One gift from God.
The name of my child is Naila Pendo Wanja. I named her Naila because it means successful and I want her to be successful in life. Pendo because the first time I saw her I fell in love with her. And Wanja after my mom.
My baby is Jason Chiwo. So my dad is called Jason. And Chiwo is our native word for gift. So I believe it's a gift to me.
When I found out I was pregnant, let me say no. So many of the people I thought were my friends weren't there for me. Some of them actually questioned the reason why I decided to keep my baby when I found out. So they thought that I should have aborted. So yes, I felt a little bit of stigma because I'm a young mom, I'm not married, and I have a kid. So it's not exactly tradition. It's not like you follow tradition.
From some of my relatives back at home, they thought I was a letdown. After campus, here I am with a child, I'm a single mother. And some of my friends too, I thought they would support me, they would stand with me, but they became a letdown. They thought I should not have kept the baby. Yeah, but I still managed to.
I faced stigma, per se. And if it was going on, I was not really paying attention to it. Like I had a lot in my mind to actually really sit down and think so and so is not there for me or so and so. Like the people who are there for me, I felt were enough. Because at the end of the day, I think your friends never really leave you. Like the ones who are there are the ones who've been your friends from day one.
The lessons I've learned from motherhood is that always trust your God, always confide in Him, and always be positive to be an inspiration to your son or your child.
Learned to be really, really patient because with babies you have to be patient with them, and I've learned to be very prayerful. When I'm down, I talk to my God. I've really renewed my relationship with my God since I became a mother.
Because I'm a bit of an impatient person. And the second one is everything in life happens for a reason. And the third one is babies are a blessing, however they come.
Something weird about myself, I'm obsessed with crisps. I like crisps. And I like playing with my son at random hours of the night. He wakes up to play a lot. So, yeah.
I have a vein that pops up on my forehead. So yeah, when you see that vein, it's either I'm too happy, I'm too angry. So that's weird.
When I'm very nervous, I tend to cry.
Avanna vandevanga adzira na mama awinja amba wangu avanna vandevanga adzira na mama. Bonjini hulinda amba wangu chahulya shinyire udzira na mama. Bonjini hulinda amba wangu imbola ehobanga udzira na mama. Awinja amba wangu avanna vandevanga adzire na mama. Awinja amba wangu vana vane vanga atsire na mama. Oh, vanga sai vane vanga atsire na mama. Oh, vanga elemi vande vanga atsire na mama. Oh, vanga vekuta vande vanga atsire na mama. Awazikane vande vanga atsire na mama. Awinja